Hi folks, welcome to my Pit Retro Journal. This is a quick clip, 5 minutes or less. I've actually been doing a lot of work with my Amiga, and I've filmed a whole bunch of videos, and they're going to be coming out in the next few weeks. I wanted to demonstrate to you some Amiga things actually on my QL, and you can see here I've got basically, I've shown this before, I've got a Boing demo. Actually I have two of them, so let me demonstrate that to you. Back in in '85, when the folks at Commodore or Amiga were showing off their machine, they developed this Boing Ball, and there's a really nice story behind how they had to do it sort of overnight, partly, and at the show. And so that was sort of one of the iconic programs that they had on the Amiga. And of course, their QLers decided that, hey, we can also do it. And so they created this program. So these all came out in the mid-'80s as well, just to demonstrate that, hey, this is a feat that the QL can also do. So you can add speed to this. And so this is one of the ones that I've shown before. And you can really see that, yeah, this really has a nice fluid motion on the QL. And yeah, it's kind of nice. And no sound, but yeah, and what you can actually do is speed this up. So let me do that. I'm going to stop. So this is it's going to finish the loop and stop. And what we can do is just restart this. It's just a basic program. Yeah, and if you go to ball, so 120, it'll just restart, and it's hard to see because it's white on this green color, but 0 is for very fast. So if I put in 0, you'll see that this thing is just gonna, yeah, so that's really fast. And you can see that it speeds up and slows down, so it's kind of cool when it hits the apex of the, yeah. Again, no sound, but pretty cool. But there is another one that you might have seen, not on my channel. I don't think I've shown it before. But I know the Nostalgia Nerd had it on his channel, and so let me demonstrate that program. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one adds a little bit more graphics than the other one does, and has sound too, so it's a little cooler. And again, this is I'm using NTSC, so the screen on the bottom gets cut off, and so you don't see all of it. There's actually a message that gets cut off, but you see most of it, so it's pretty good. I'm actually going to be building a RGB to VGA connector out of a Pico, Raspberry Pico, so hopefully I'll get a better screen in the future. So again, MDV7, and this one, yeah, you see the wiggling of the screen. That's just how the QL handles when it's doing a screen, when you're dumping a file to the screen. And so this is the famous Deluxe Paint Egyptian Pharaoh picture. And so, you know, I think the folks in Germany were like, yeah, we can do that. It's obviously not as beautiful as the Amiga one is, but they did create it. And so then you also have a bouncing ball. So this one's a little slower. It does add sound, and you can even see that there's a it shadow masks. You can see the background through the shadows. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, so Boing Ball on the QL. It's not just for the Amiga, and so I thought that was an appropriate introduction to. Or at least building up some excitement to my upcoming Amiga videos, which I've had a lot of fun doing. But yeah, you can see that it actually has a little bit of physics involved in this, so that's kind of cool as well. But like I said, on the bottom there's a message with QL forever, I think is what it says, or Sinclair QL. And then a tongue-in-cheek message saying, who needs the Amiga or the Atari? Well, again, I like all the machines, so again, fond of the QL, but I think they're all good. So anyway, I think I'll end here. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.